And what is good in your hoods, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to a brand new episode of Diverse Comics and Pop. And I'm your host, Raymond Leonard. And just in case you want to know who I am, I make comic books. Credon, Vandenberg, Gytron, and Agent Solo. My comics been successfully funded on Indiegogo and Kickstarter. And I did amazing comic book work for Raw Life's Prophet Remastered #1 from Image Comics and Brigade Remastered from Image Comics. And I love my job. I love creating comics, man. I love it. Okay, guys, look. I know it's been a long time since I've done made a video. And there's a reason for that. It's just that, guys, I've just been so busy. I mean, you know, I'm making my Agent Solo issue 4 book, but man, it's a rough patch, all right? You know, cause when I had got sick this past week ago, kind of knocked me out of the game, and I had to cut back on doing what I was doing to focus more on my health and getting back on track. You know what I'm saying? It done stopped my plans for doing conventions this year. I was supposed to do Heroes Con, not gonna be able to do it. I mean, I had a lot of plans and just stopped my plans. Excuse me. So, you know, I'm really indoors, you know, and, you know, getting outside, getting air and walking like I'm supposed to, do my walks and stuff. So it's just been a task, man. I know I haven't really been doing videos, but, you know, I've been doing my shorts here and there when I have the time to do it. But man, I didn't know the social media thing was gonna be a hard thing to do. Doing YouTube, you know. First it was all fun and games, but when you got a lot of work to do, you're an artist full time. You got all these commissions to knock out, and you know, I'm just trying to focus on Agent Solo more, trying to brand him out. Been going back and forth with my agent. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to get him out there to see can we get some type of buzz and deal, but. That's another story of my business my business plans I got, you know, in the making. It's been so busy, y'all. I've been so busy. But as I was drawn today, I wanted to talk about I'll give you guys another story. There's another story time, guys. So get out your popcorn, have a little seat. This is going to be a learning experience for you aspiring artists not to make this mistake that I made during my journey. And the name of that was, I was tricked in doing someone's comic book. Yeah, I was tricked. And I'm going to tell you how I was tricked. I mean, I was in my 20s, you know, and I'm hungry. I'm hungry for work. You know, I was getting work, but you know how it is when you're independent. And you know, you out there, you just trying to get as much work as you can. So you so excited, you just won't work, man. You were so quick to do a pen up or anything. So that's how I was. I just wanted to do work, man. I wanted to draw comic books, and whatever someone gave me that job, the opportunity to do, I did it. You know, and I had some issues along the way in my journey wanting to create comic books. This is what happens when you're out there in that field doing this, is you're going to get some bad people that take advantage of you because they know that you're young, you know, and they know that you're just gonna you just quick and you're just thirsty to get any type of project in your hands to draw, and they know this and they prey on you like that. So let's get to the story here, you know. So during my journey, I got with this publishing company called Enemy Entertainment. Now, this guy, I can't even forget it. I can't remember his name. But this guy was based in New York. And he had all these books and stuff. And I know that he was drawing them all himself, and the artwork was bad. It was horrible. And I noticed he had like this all these different characters and stuff. Then he also had little art friends of his. They was making their own books. And he seen my work, and this is why I brought Gytron over to him. And he was going to publish it. I was all happy. I'm like, oh man, with a publisher. I'm thinking excuse me, I'm thinking I'm with a real publisher. And guys, it wasn't what I thought it would be. This guy didn't even have a logo. You know, his logo was whack, and he found out I do logo work. At the time I was doing logo work, my logo not all that good, you know, but it was something. You know what I'm saying? It was my logo was like something you can look at. So he's like, oh, I need a logo. I was like, oh, I'll make the logo. Now remind you, I'm doing all this free. Wasn't paying me. I was like, man, I'll do the logo. So I made the logo for him, the enemy logo. I made like the circle around it and with enemy sign. You know, I was just happy to be a part of this. I'm happy to be a part of the company, man. And the next thing I was so happy, I was like, oh, I want to come out to New York so I can see the studio and all this. I see, you know, I'm thinking in my mind, I'm thinking I'm with a publisher. It wasn't like that. This guy was a fraud himself, you know. And it was just a big mistake. But along the way in that company, I made friends with this guy, this other artist guy that was a part of it. And he had a book called Bloodbath. All right. And I made his logo for him. And he asked me, I think there was a second issue he was doing. So he's like, oh man, your work's so good, man. Would you mind doing a thumbnail for me? Thumbnails for the next story. He gave me the script. I read the script and I was doing the thumbnails. Now my thumbnails, they're kind of like, they're tight enough that you can really just make a book out of. But they was real kind of loose. You know what I'm saying? They was loose. I don't know, it's just a habit of me doing that when I'm making my thumbnails. I draw them kind of loose, tight a little. You know, you can see what's going on. Not nothing detailed, but detail enough that you can see what's going on. And you can either trace it or whatnot and clean it up. So as I'm giving these pages, now he's paying me though. He's paying me $10 a page. So as he's paying me, you know, I'm just not gonna thumbnails for him, you know. Then he's like, oh man, these are great, man. I can't wait for the artist. You know, he said artist was he's gonna get the page over to the artist so he could draw it. I'm like, oh man, that's cool, man. I can't wait to see it. Then, you know, young me, I'm anxious, I'm excited. You know that, oh man, my work I'm doing a thumbnail for a comic book called Bloodbath. Oh my God, you know. So I did the whole thumbnail, laid it out and everything, you know, laid it out, man. Reading every script he gave me, I was knocking up, you know, going by the script of what he wanted. So, you know, as time was going by, he was like, oh, the book coming along. I'm like, who inking it? Oh, it's not getting ink. The it's just getting colored. I'm like, color without ink? Now, don't get me wrong. It's been comics done without the inks, you know, and they color right over the pencil and make it look all dark, and you know, it give it like we doing a comic without the inks, they give it like a dark, moody look, you know what I'm saying, without that ink. And so I'm like, oh man, okay, cool. So then he never get back with me. He just posted online like, all right guys, new Bloodbath coming out, issue 2. The image style way, because I know how I was drawing. I was drawing out the Raw Liefeld way. I was like really drawing like Raw Liefeld, like the hatching and all that. So do you know this guy took took my pencils, the thumbnails. These are thumbnails. Took those thumbnails, just cleaned it up a little, and smacked some ink on it himself, and made the comic book. And I'm looking like Boo-Boo the Fool. I'm like, wait a minute. I just did the thumbnails. I didn't know I was doing a comic book. Do you know this asshole said, oh, well, you know, I decided just to go on with your thumbnails. I ain't really need a penciler. Your thumbnails is good enough. I said, man, guys, I was mad as hell. I mean, I was mad as hell when this man told me, oh, I didn't decide I need a penciler. I just used your thumbnails for the book because I didn't need a pencil. Your thumbnail was good enough. It got like an image style. Now, remind you, my thumbnails was, like I said, they was kind of loose, but you see what's going on. You know, they was just a habit of mine. He took all them thumbnails and cleaned them up, kind of traced over a little with a pencil and smacked it on as a comic book. I was mad as hell. And I told him, I said, you know what? I would never work with you again. You know what I'm saying? Because you tricked me, man. You tricked me. You made me feel like I was just doing the thumbnails. You knew all along what the hell you was doing and how you was gonna get me. And I was doing just the thumbnails, and you was gonna use those thumbnails as the pages. And this is why I tell these stories, what happened with me through my journey of art from art school. You seen the art school video. You know, I learned my lesson from that. And I learned my lesson from this one because I thought I was being a part of a comic book, as in being a thumbnail, just drawing the layouts and stuff. And the artist was going to produce whatever, produce it so he understand how the story goes. He was going by the thumbnails. That's what I thought was going on. And I was wrong. It wasn't like that. He just used me, period, just to get the thumbnails so he could use them and clean it up and smack it. I use it as a comic book, and that's exactly what he did. And guys, I was mad. A young me, I just felt like I was robbed, man. I felt like, man, the pay was, $10 a page for a thumbnail wasn't nothing. It wasn't the worth of, of what he was using it. He used it for a comic book, which I should have got paid more than that if he was honest. He was not honest. He tricked me by doing the thumbnails, took those thumbnails that I was sending him and traced over them and pretty much cleaned it up and used it as a comic book stuff and just added the letters to it himself. And guys, let me tell you something. I'm the most honest person. I love helping people. I'm the most giving person. That's what I hate about me sometimes. But I don't hate it because, I have a giving heart. You know what I'm saying? I love to help people who's in need, but it's like when you help people to take advantage of you and they want to use you. And you have to be careful as an artist. You have to be careful with that because people will see you as a nice guy, but then they'll try to use you and play you. You see what I'm saying? So it just like I learned my lesson from this. I learned my lesson not to never do that again. And it's like growing up as an adult, you're gonna go through things like relationships, first girlfriend breaking your heart. All types of stuff gonna happen with you. Loved one dies. And all this was like a roller coaster to me, going through these events and stuff. Man, it was just crazy. But that one really hurt it though, because I had trust in this guy. I thought he was a friend. You know what I'm saying? I thought I met a new friend, a new creative friend that I'd be creating comic books with and stuff. But he wasn't a real friend. He was a user, and he used me to make his comic book. And I just felt like, man, you straight up played in my face, bro. Like, you really did me. You know what I'm saying? You really got me. You took my thumbnails and made it into your book and paid me a cheaper price for $10 a page for the thumbnails and not for the actual cost of making that book or my artwork. I felt so betrayed, y'all. I was really mad. I left Enemy Comics because, one, the publisher, he was just a fraud. He's talking all this big stuff, what he had going on. Like he was finna make big moves. Like I said, I was young at the time. I just thought I just wanted to be a part of a company. Until I got wise and smart to know that you really don't need no company, really. You just have your talents and you make your own publishing company and you just make your own books and go about your way. But that was a very learning experience for me. I learned my lesson after that. I said, never again will I do something like that. Never. And that's why, when people come at me about want to do work and stuff, I had everything set up. It was like only, sending JPEGs, when work is complete. I just approach things differently now than what I was doing when I was young, which I didn't understand how to conduct business like that, because I just call myself being a true friend. I believed in this guy. I thought he would do me right, but now he did me dirty. You know what I'm saying? So that's my story today. Of I got used, man. I got used to do a comic book that I really didn't get paid for. I just got paid for the thumbnails, which is $10 a page. And this guy took he took all 20 of those pages and made it into a comic book off the thumbnails and just fixed up the thumbnails, erased the lines. You know, you could do a lot of stuff in Photoshop. So that's what he did. He hit the actual thumbnails from, because I was sending the thumbnails as in it was really kind of JPEG, but they was blowed up, blowed up enough that you can see them good, okay? And sure enough, he took advantage of that, man. He took advantage, he ran with it. I never wanted to talk to that guy again, man. I distanced myself from him. I blocked him from Facebook. I didn't want to see. I didn't want to hear nothing else from this guy. Nothing else. Because I made his logo. You know what I'm saying? I made the company logo that was underneath with him. And I'll never forget, it was called Enemy Entertainment, man. It was a husband and wife. And she was doing more like the editorial stuff, like emailing people and all that, trying to be this business person. But it was all just some bullshit of him trying to live out his little fantasy of being a publisher. I mean, I learned, man, you just learn so much from stuff like this, man. You learn, and that makes you grow even more, learn about this business. And I learned from that. I learned from that mistake, but man, that ate me up. That guy did that to me, man. Like, straight up, y'all, really pissed me off. But I hope you got a learning education from this. Do not have people take advantage of you. Even if you could draw good, I don't care if you've been knowing them for a long time, I don't care. Get your worth and understand how to conduct business better. Understand that. Just don't fork over stuff to people and trust it in them, because they always got a different motive, a different agenda what they're going to be doing. They know right out back what they're going to do. See what I'm saying? He knew what he was going to do to me. He knew that I was vulnerable. He knew that I was just a young kid, a young man, just looking for work, wanting to draw comics. He took advantage of that. I was young. See what I'm saying? And but man, when I say I learned from that experience, that one left a burn on me, a mark. That one just pissed me off. So I just wanted to come through the screen and just sock him in the face. Like, straight up, y'all. So I hope y'all got, for you aspiring artists out there, learn from this. Be aware people try to take advantage of you. I don't care if they saying do not do shit for exposure. I'm not trying to hear that exposure shit. That shit is dead out the water. You got bills. You know what I'm saying? So don't do anything. I don't care if they're a rapper. I don't give a damn what they is. Do not do shit for exposure. Don't get used either. Do not let them talk you into saying, oh, just for exposure, and you'll get like people eyeballs on you. Bullshit. If they can't pay you right and they can't be fair with you, do not do any creative work with these people. And I messed up on that. I didn't ask questions. I didn't do that. I was just thinking I was in this la la land of making comic books. But at the end, I was getting used. All right. And I learned my lesson. So guys, that's the end of this video today. Is, beware of people that will try to use you in this industry. They out there. Sharks are out there. All right. I just want y'all to know that. And I hope someone who's looking at this video, I hope this video helps you. All right. So that's it. Also, if you new, you just happened to see this, what you waiting for, man? Come on over here. Click on that like button. Hit that bell for every time I post a new video. You know what I'm saying? Become part of Diverse Comics and family, man. Come on over here, man. And leave your comments, guys. I want to hear your comments about this. Hopefully, this can help someone. It also helps the channel. Share this video on all your platforms. Let's continue making this channel grow. We're getting now almost 11K now. That is amazing. We're at 10,500 and I think 46 current right now. So we getting that to 11K. That's magnificent. I'm loving that, man. Thank y'all. Just share the video, guys. Keep sharing it. Like the video, comments, and all that, man. Thank you so much. You guys are the best. More videos coming. I promise you that, all right? Y'all take care. Be blessed. You looking for action? You looking for suspense? You looking for a 90s style? Agent Solo, issue 4, coming to Kickstarter. Get ready. It's coming in the fall, guys. Let's go, Agent Solo.